The Nazis' rise to power under the leadership of Adolf Hitler led to the tragic loss of over 11 million lives. No one in the world could understand what this must have been like for those going through this. The triumphant publication of Anne Frank's diary in 1947 by her father helped the world understand the tragedy of the Holocaust through the eyes of a Jewish girl. This diary has led the world to understanding the need for compassion and tolerance. In 1933, Adolf Hitler began as a dictator in Germany. He wanted to create an all-Aryan race, and by doing that, he needed to eliminate the Jewish religion. Tragically, he used propaganda and persuasion to get the Germans to believe that all Jews were awful people. He would tell the Germans that the Jews were a threat to humane society.
The Nazi Party grew into a mass movement in Germany throughout the early 1930s. Adolf Hitler played a big part in the growth of the Nazi Party. There was political change due to Germany having economical and social issues. Adolf Hitler believed that God wanted him to vanquish more than 11 million Jews. He would tell the German population that God wanted him to create an all-Aryan race.
Who says I'm not under the special protection of God? Adolf Hitler. Otto Frank was a Jewish businessman in Germany who moved his family to Holland in 1933 to avoid the Nazis. He and his wife Edith had two girls, Margaret and Anne. In 1940, Germany invaded Holland and Otto was forced to give up his business. He signed it over to his workers so that it would not be taken by the Nazis. When Margaret was given papers to report to work camp, the Franks went into hiding in the secret annex above his office, where his former employees would help them hide for over 2 years. Anne Frank, a Jewish girl, received her diary from her parents Otto and Edith Frank for her 13th birthday in 1942.
She spoke about her diary. She left her diary with me at night in a briefcase next to my bed. I had promised her never to look in. I never did. When I returned, and after I had the news that my children would not come back, Miep gave me the diary, which had been saved by, I should say, a miracle. It took me a very long time to read it. And I must say, I was very much surprised about the deep thoughts Anna had. Her seriousness, especially her self-criticism. It was quite a different Anna I had known as my daughter.
Anne Frank was forced to go into hiding almost immediately after she received the diary as a gift. Anne would write in her diary often, but not every day, especially at the beginning, but the longer she was in hiding, the more regularly she wrote. Only her very first entries were when she was not hiding. Throughout Anne's diary, she mostly speaks of the troubles of being a teenage girl in hiding. She speaks to her diary as though it is a person. She addresses it by the name Kitty. Anne was in hiding for 2 years, but then was found by the German Nazis. After they were found, they were sent to the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp in northern Germany. In March of 1945, Anne Frank died of typhus at Bergen-Belsen. Her body was thrown into a mass grave. On September 2nd of 1945, the Jews were freed from concentration camps all across Germany and Poland. Otto Frank was the only member of the Frank family that survived. Otto Frank pushed to get the diary published so the world would know what it was like for his daughter growing up as a Jewish girl in hiding. He also was pushed by his friends to get the diary published. His secretary Miep Gies encouraged him to publish their diary as well.
Later, Otto went on to publish the diary in 1947. However, the diary did not hit most of the world until 1955. The diary went on to be printed in 60 different languages, originally in Dutch, and over 30 million copies are in print today. Anne's diary became popular because she really was a normal girl living in a tragic situation.
What me struck at most at Anne Frank was always her curiosity. She always asked me every morning when I came in the hiding place about the things what happened outside. The past is never over. The past goes always with you. And the good thing of the past, how terrible it was, is that you can learn from the past.
After the diary was published, Otto Frank described what it was like when the Nazi officers came into their house and arrested them. They only left a few things, and among them was Anne's diary, which was later brought to Otto by Miep Gies and published.
The diary has been made into 3 different versions. The first version was Anne's original writing. The second was Anne's own edits she began when she was thinking of writing a book based off her diary. The third is what most of us know today, the edits her father made. The Franks' home continues to draw visitors to it. In 2017, it drew over 1.2 million people to its doors. We all thank her father for publishing her diary that led us to discovering what she and many others went through. Because of the diary, it helped open 68 Holocaust museums throughout the United States, which is a triumph for mankind.
I regard our hiding as a dangerous adventure, romantic and interesting at the same time. In my diary, I treat all the privations as amusing. I have made up my mind now to lead a different life from other girls, and